Anyway, for those guys who are watching on the replay, what's up? What's up? What's up? My name is Patricia, and I'm so glad you decided to join me today on this lovely Thursday. I'm trying to see if I can pull up my. There it is. Yes, yes. Yes, on this lovely Thursday. If you guys are here, definitely say what's up. It's a little early from the last time that I decided to do this. I also didn't announce it, so that's shame on me. I apologize for that because several of you guys asked me to do that next time, and just like my first one, this one is also kind of impromptu. So yeah, there's that. But I will do better with doing that. If it happens, guys, typically it is going to be on like a Thursday afternoon, like today, a Thursday afternoon. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started with the topics that I wanted to discuss. As always, guys, you could drop whatever you want to in the comment section and ask me whatever. I will answer you. Okay. I love the lives because, like last time, I gave you guys a really good opportunity to ask me whatever it is that you guys wanted to ask me, and I had a really, really good time doing that. So, you guys can hit me up in the comment section with your questions, and I will stop to answer them. So, there's a few things that I want to talk about. First of all, if you guys are unaware, I am hosting a mini brunch tour this September. I am super, super excited about it, and I want all of you guys to come out. It's going to be an amazing, there are going to be some amazing events, okay? So, this September, I have collaborated with several of your favorite influencers to come together to encourage you guys to step out of your comfort zones and to step into purpose. And I'm entitling it the Step Out September Brunch Tour. We are going to Atlanta, we are going to New York City, and we are going to the DMV. New York City is definitely in the lead as far as ticket sales right now. I guess I didn't realize that's where a lot of like the loyals live. So shout out to New York. You know that's home for me. So I appreciate you guys who have purchased your tickets already. Hey, welcome, welcome. Where in the Midwest are you? Oh, Chicago. Yes, that's right. Oh, girl. Your life for a girl, yes. Let's do a singles club video together. That would be fun. Is there a way where you could do like a live where you could put someone into your live? Because if in that case we could just do live girl, unedited. I'm scared. I'm scared what will come out. But that would be fun. That would be fun. You know what would be fun if I did that with several YouTubers? I could do it with Melissa. I could do it with Sean, life coach Sean. I could do it with Glamazini. That would be so fun. Um, yeah, yeah. So in Maryland, oh, on Instagram you can. In Maryland we have Ghana Goddess, um, or Michelle LaBelle, however you know her, almost like a panel. Yeah, that would be fun. Um, we also have Jay Quinn, and we have guys. There's so many. There's so many names to keep up with. Yes, she does. Check out her channel, Miss Carter. Yes, she does like beauty reviews. She also does natural hair stuff. You are, yes, check her out. Check her out. She is a lady of faith. So that's like a bonus, a bonus. So check out her channel. That would be awesome. I have to sort of brainstorm. Mm, put something like that together. Because I think that's where I get in my funk about YouTube is like sort of the lack of community. And it's interesting because I feel like there is a group of people who really do want to collab and come together and stuff like that. And because it's fun. I'm gonna be honest. Like I literally enjoy this. I enjoy this. The fact that you make money for me is from the is honestly only a plus, you know. And collaboration right over competition. And honestly, it's only it's together. You know, two is better than one, right? Three, four, five, six, seven, eight is better than two. And I think, you know, even if your objective is to come up, it's only better when you collab with like-minded folks. Really, that's awesome, Melvie. That is awesome. So one thing I can say, through planning this event, like I said, is that there is a community of people who are looking for it. They just are looking for someone to sort of put it together, and we learn from each other. Yeah. And so, honestly, through this whole experience working with everyone that you guys see on the list of people that are coming out to my events, they have been amazing, and they're just as genuine, just as lovely. Rose Kimberly is so I don't know if you guys have watched her, but she's also a lady of faith. So sweet, just communicating with her online. I met her one time in person, but she's just such a sweet person. Sean, life coach Sean, aka Bronze Goddess, beautiful person. Glamazini, that girl, beautiful person. I mean, lively, energetic, and just lovely. Another lady of faith. It just, you know, everyone has been awesome. So there is a community of women who seek to do this, but I guess it's just about bringing everyone together that I think is the hard part. So, and also bringing you guys together, like I honestly, which is why I really wanted to do sort of these events. I didn't delete my Periscope. I just haven't been uploading there recently. Um, but doesn't mean I won't. Just means I haven't done it recently. I will be on Periscope, guys, because I still think Periscope houses some of my most loyal people, and there's some announcements that are coming up that I want to make over there first, and then yeah, and then come out and then kind of bounce things off of you guys over there, and then come back. Yeah, Periscope is awesome. Periscope is awesome. I think really the community is great there. Is it really? Is it really? Was Periscope the place? It might have been. It might have been. I met some lovely people on Periscope, honestly. Yes, look at Svetlana. Yes. Periscope fam is very, very loyal. So there's some things that are coming up that I want to share with you guys. I know you guys knew about these events coming up since day one. Honestly, to be honest, you guys are the ones who really came up with the whole thing in general when I shared with you guys that I did want to do about September again this year. So we'll talk about that later, y'all. And Svetlana, Miss Carter, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, guys. So those are my thoughts. I'm trying to think what else did I want to talk about here. Moving, yeah, moving to Maryland. This weekend is my literally my last weekend here. So packing up everything. I have started recording a video to share with you guys and show you guys my moving process and how I'm packing everything up. You guys are gonna see the U-Haul. You guys are gonna see us packing up the place and putting it in the truck, driving everywhere, getting to our storage unit, and you guys are gonna see it all. You guys asked for it, so that's what I want to do. You to chat about self care, beginners, anxiety, depression. Girl, yes. Get yes, yes, yes. I need to. I have done one video on self care. I've done another video on how to live a balanced life, but I do think I want to revisit self care again. Melvie says you've come so far, Patricia. I've been watching you for about a year. How do you trust God regarding your next step? Trust God regarding your next step. I wish I could give you like the remedy, right? Like this is you take a little bit of this, put it in some boiling water, you put a little lemon, put a little, you know, nutmeg, and you stir it up, and this is how you build your faith. But it literally is just that. It is faith. It is like literally closing your eyes and just going. That's your risk taker. Thank you, Liz. I appreciate that. There are people in my life that don't appreciate it as much. But I appreciate it, you know? You really have to trust God. And let me tell you guys, this past like year, I would say, like, God has literally taken my faith to another level. What you realize is, um, more individual risk taking when I was single. Yeah, and you know what? And I think that's a good message to pass on to the single ladies in your life, because I think um, single people tend to romanticize and sort of fantasize when it comes to marriage. And I think marriage is sacred. I think it's awesome, and I think it's a blessing. Don't get me wrong. But I am so glad that I didn't get married in my early 20s, which is where I was headed at that time. I'm so glad that God blocked it. He did. I'm so glad that he did. And I had the time to really work on myself. I know it sounds so cliche, but it really, I needed this time. I needed this time to find out who I was. I needed this time to build my own faith separate of A, my parents, B, a man or anybody else. You know what I mean? And there's, after you get to a certain age, you become so comfortable in yourself. You're supposed to anyway, because there's a lot of older folks still ain't comfortable, still acting out and doing whatever it is they do, or accepting any sort of treatment. But once you get to a certain place, you're like, no, no, I'm better than that. You know, not that you're better than a person, but I'm better than that. I'm worth more than that. I'm more valuable than that. And there's certain things you just won't tolerate. And just knowing who you are, knowing what you want. When you're like 18, 19, 20, 21, you don't know what you want. Like, especially nowadays, you know, where I don't know, people, you don't know what you want, and worked on myself, and it was God. Yeah. And then you know what? And that's the story. That's the testimony of a lot of people that I know, that when I wasn't paying attention, that's when it hit me. Um I think in general, um what I have found is the more that I focus on God, the more I focus on elevating myself, the more I focus on, you know, fixing sort of my negative patterns, the more I focus on therapy, the more that I focus on meditation and blessing others and filling my purpose, these things bring me joy, and these things bring me fulfillment. And when you have fulfillment in outside of a person, um, I think that's the best place to be. So that when that person comes along, they only add to your fulfillment, they only add to your happiness, and they don't become your happiness. You know what I mean? Right, right. And I think, you know, when you get to the place where you are in a relationship, can make you happy. No, he can't. He will always fall short of that. And you get to the point where you can say, you're with someone, someone can ask you, like, you know, does he make you happy? And you can say, no, he makes me happier, right? And that's to the point. You need to get to the point where you're happy, and you're happy first. How did you forget your purpose and the gifts that God gave you? So, Melanin Magic. Melanin Magic is hitting me with the questions. You always do, girl. I'm looking forward to. I think we have a session coming up. I'm looking forward to this. Men and friends, yes, but we're setting expectations and giving them jobs they were never meant to do for us, right? Never meant to do for us. So, Melanin Magic, how do you figure out your purpose and the gifts that God gave you? So, I am going to um, answer the first half of your question. It's very complex. It's not complex. It's very simple. I'm going to break it down in the most simple way. Okay? It is my belief that everyone's purpose, every single person that is watching this video, yes, oh, for real? Okay, yes, okay, so we have a session coming up, so we'll do a lot of talking. By the way, guys, I do personal coaching, so if you'd like to know how you can book me, you can book me at send me an email at onegodsdesign@gmail.com, or it's patricia@patriciacharitable.com. So anyway, um, it is my belief that everyone, why is uh, text messages going off now? Stephanie Cole, I see your comment. I'm just gonna answer this question so I don't forget. Um, it's my belief that everyone's purpose is exactly the same. Exactly the same. Stick with me. Stick with me. Is my belief that everyone's purpose is exactly the same. Exactly the same. Okay? If you were a believer, this really should resonate with you. Everyone's purpose is exactly the same. And that is to serve others. That is your purpose. Where it gets confusing is the how, right? How do you carry that out? What does that look like to you? Does it look like serving others in healthcare, in social work, in beauty, cosmetology? How is it carried out? That is the real question. If you look at the days where you feel most fulfilled, it has to do with serving others. Let me tell you where this first came to me actually in college when I get really bad birthday blues. And really bad birthday blues. And one year I decided instead of celebrating my birthday or do something big, what I did is in the morning I spent the morning at a women's shelter. And I spent, I'll never forget this pair. It was a mother and daughter pair, and I sat with the daughter and talked to her a bit, and learned about what they were going through. Spent some time with them, gave them some of the things I had bought for them. Spent some time in the kitchen with them, and I walked away from that day feeling very grateful. Um, and it definitely pulled me out of my blues because as whatever it is that I'm upset with myself about, I'm not where I'm supposed to be, and looking at the year has passed and whatever, because I could be very, very hard on myself. It put me back into perspective because I realized that I was so blessed. But more than anything, I felt so fulfilled that day because I took time out of my day to serve someone else. My most fulfilling days is when I feel like I have made an impact in someone else's life. But how, Patricia? How do I do it? What does that look like for me? What does that look like for me? And that's where your gifts come into play. And to me, there's a difference between gifts and talents, right? Gifts and talents. We can talk about that for 2 seconds too. Um, Physical one with the ability. Yes, the gifts and talents. Gifts are sort of innate things. Those are things God has literally given you naturally. Naturally. You didn't do anything to sort of hone this. You didn't do anything to do this. God has given me a sense of intuition, a sense of knowing, a sense of feeling. We call it empath, whatever you want to call it, a sense of energy, a sense of people, ability to speak and heal. Yes. Um, and those are like gifts, discernment, gifts that people, that God gives you naturally. That's a good word, Melissa. Discernment. Um, and there are definitely a lot of natural gifts. Then there's talents that you have learned or picked up along the way, um, that you have honed, and not that you can't hone and a gift, because you can, but God gave that to you, and He gave it to you naturally. The key is really finding where your gifts and talents and purpose meet. So the purpose is serving others. The how is with your gifts and your talents, and what does that equal? What does that look like for you? You know, I can't tell you in this, or what I could do is share with you my story, and maybe that can help you along the way. But that would take too long. That would be like a whole nother video. So let me slide up a little bit. Stephanie Cole says, I guess what scares me is that I'm becoming too comfortable being single. I don't want to get to the point where I feel as if I don't need or want a man because I do so much alone. You do, Melissa. This is Periscope, Patricia. This is why I like going live on YouTube because Periscope Patricia comes out. This is the Patricia that you're most likely to get in sessions with me. So the idea, let me tell you something, Steffi. I was scared of this too because I am so, guys, I am such, I don't know even know how else to say this without using this word, but it's the truth. And I'm sorry, I hope I don't offend anyone, but I'm a hard ass. I am. I am. And in the dating sort of situation, it comes out, it plays out. My mom is like my mom is like me to the 10th power, you know? And I have gotten used to my own routine. I have gone to my used to my own way. I am used to doing what it is that I want to do when I want to do it. And it's just like it's scary because it's like, Lord, like when he does come, am I even going to be to the point where I'm able to receive him? You know what I mean? Able to receive him. And that is a prayer that you should pray. You know what I mean? That that you remain open, that you remain pliable, that you remain flexible always. It's not easy. Most people in a relationship, um, sorry guys, when most people in a relationship will tell you it is hard work. When you're young, you're pliable, you're flexible, you're more likely to bend for love. You're more likely to bend for someone else's preferences. But when you get older, it is tougher, but it's something you definitely have to pray. Ooh, sounds like fun, girl. You should have invited me. Yes, guys, I've done one vacation alone, and just the flying process, and it was out of the country. Um, it was so fun. Never thought I would ever do something like that. Yes, he does. He does definitely, and there's no. And what I've learned about life, anything that you get from friction, from pulling, from fighting, that sort of fighting energy, pulling energy, it's not going to be no good for you. Remain open and let what God has flow to you? Did you really, Erica? That is awesome. Right. He should literally love you just for you. That's so true, Melissa. There is no and he guys, he's out there. Don't let Here's the thing. Like, I was talking to a girlfriend of mine yesterday, last night. She was just like, every time, she's the girlfriend I talk to because she's we're all similar. We graduated in the same class. She's a nurse as well. She has her doctorate. She's got a good job, whatever. And so we were kind of connecting. I definitely will. I'm actually thinking about doing a whole separate Nurses Note channel, but that's a whole thing. That's a whole nother thing. You know, yeah, that's a whole other thing. Because I love doing those videos too. I really do. But yeah, I was talking to my friend last night, and she's just like, "Girl, I don't know. This is girl, these whatever. And I'm like, yes, girl, these snakes out here doing it. But you don't let those sort of thoughts overwhelm me. As entertaining as it may be to laugh about some of the recent dates, crazy dates you've had, but that person for you is out there. Yes. And the work that he is doing on you will not only be valuable to you, but it will benefit the person that is coming to you as well, and vice versa. Don't let I'd say this all the time. One of my mentors, she got married when she was, I think, like 39, first child at 40. No, 40. She got married at 40, first child at 41, second child at 43. It's like, don't let people sort of, once you hit a certain age, then it is what it is. You just got to deal with it. My aunt got married at 45, I believe, 45. You know what I mean? Don't let people do that to you. I don't. And let me tell you something too. You gotta watch what energy you allow to come up in your space. There's certain people you just gotta shut them down, close the conversation. They really feel like they're doing you a favor. Some of them really do have good intentions, but other people, it's like, you know what I mean? End the conversation. It's not useful. It's not helpful. Um, right. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. And I think that's makes the mistake a lot of younger girls make when they're when they're dating. I'm trying to look back to see if there were any questions that I missed. Sometimes I do. I think there was a second half of. No, I answered that. I think. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure I got all the questions. I'm trying to go back a little bit. But yeah, that was a really good question, Melanin Magic. Um, I think there. Um, I think there is a group of women, this demographic of black ladies of faith who are single, right? I feel like this group is a large one. It's a large one. And you know what's interesting? I don't think many people actually understand this group. Can I be honest? I think I've said this before, maybe on Periscope. Um, I love going to like singles panels. I love. Ooh, girl, let's talk about my deal breakers. Oh, let me finish this thought though. Let me finish this thought. Um, 39. 6 younger. Yes. Yes. I love it. You see what I'm saying? Testimony right there. Um, but yeah, one thing that I don't like is that when you go to these sort of single panels in like churches or conferences or whatever, and don't get me wrong, it's a panel full of married people. I don't think people who haven't been single recently really understand what this is like right now. I don't think they understand. Not saying that it's insurmountable or that God can't do it or whatever. It's just that um I did get excited. It's just that it's difficult. In my perfect world, a good panel would be, a few married folks of different years and someone who's single right now, and is navigating well. Um, because yes, it is crazy. So let's talk about deal breakers. So there are the obvious, like you look like you didn't shower, like, or you look like you didn't try, like physically. Ain't nothing like a well put together. You got up and tried, took a shower, put some cologne on. You know what I'm saying? Put a little outfit together, like nothing like it. And the reason why I say this, and it's not because in terms of looks, he doesn't have to be the most like gorgeous man that I've ever seen in my life. But listen, you gotta wake up, put yourself together, brush your teeth, take a shower. Excuse me, y'all. Take a shower, get your life together, put a nice outfit on. Let me tell you something. I'm not the most beautiful girl, but every morning I get up and try, and that's what I need you to do when you come in to see me, right? So, someone who doesn't look like they tried, listen, if you don't look like you tried, do I have a type? I think so. Yeah, let's do this. I wanted to delete the message. I didn't block the person, but whatever. Do I have a type? Yes and no. Yes and no. There's a certain type that I attract. Oh, really? Thank you, Curly Ree. There's a type that I attract, and then there's a type that I like. And these people are not always the same. Yes, I understand. I understand. Another deal breaker is someone who is not someone who doesn't fear God. I'll use that in a very broad broad sense, um, or someone who does not match me spiritually. That is like a deal breaker, and that has severed two relationships for me, and that was like the only thing. That was the only thing. Everything else was good, but that one thing. That's how important it is to me. Um, what else? What else is a deal breaker? Huh? My sister just walked in the room. Another deal breaker. Wow, that's a big statement. That is a big statement, Melissa. She said her husband said, "I love God that I'm more than I love you." Yes. Um. But yeah, that is a pet peeve of mine. Hold on, guys. Can y'all still hear me? Hopefully. Um. What else? What else is a deal breaker? Oh, someone who has a man who has a poor relationship with his mother. A man who argues with women. Can I share something personal with you guys? Um, in the home that I grew up in, my father has never argued with my mom. Never raised his voice to my mom in my whole life. My whole life. So that is not something I'm not used to seeing and experiencing at all. And I don't want to. So, like a man who would like go back and forth with a woman, there's just something about it. It's just deal breaker. You ain't finna go back and forth with me raising your voice and what I don't care how passionate you are about it. Fulfilled if you are called to Mel. Let me tell you, y'all asking some deep questions here, and I'm gonna get to them too. Let me go back. I think we exhausted the my pet peeves. There was another question here. I feel like there was another one that I missed. Do I have a type? Do I have a type? Yes and no. So let me tell you the type of person that I feel like constantly um, attracted to me. I attract ministers. It's just a thing. I didn't know why. It's just the thing, right? I never seek them out. Can I be honest? I never seek them out because there's nothing about me that says she's dating a minister. You know what I'm saying? Or she'll be married to a minister. Like, but that's just the thing. I've already dated two, and it's just the thing. So it's interesting because in terms of personality, I'm definitely attracted to someone who is grounded, who is more laid back. Don't try to play me, Melissa. Don't try to play me. More laid back, but still in a very like confident way. Like I'm here, but I'm not loud, and that comes straight from my dad. You know what I mean? Um, Someone who's pleasant. Miss Carter, I can't believe y'all are playing me right now. Okay. But in terms of look, I like them tall, dark, and handsome, honey. That's just what it is. Tall, dark, and handsome. That's really what it is. Like did you guys see What did you guys see? What's that movie? Black Panther? Mbaku? If I had a type, it would be him. Do you? Do you? Listen, don't mess with me. Don't mess with me. I love it. I love it. Okay, let's see. Let me go back. Let me go back. So before, do you think you'd be happy if you were called to be single? I have actually asked like myself this question several times. Like Patricia, he's in Cali. I can take a flight. Let me stop. Um, I have asked myself that question several times. Like, is that your calling? Is that your calling? And Mbaku was Muslim for my yes, girl. um, and you know, it's something I definitely prayed on. And if I would be okay and I'd be fulfilled, yes, yes. Because, you know, I really could see myself as the cute auntie showing up at the family reunion, you know, with a drink in her hand and a designer bag in the other hand. You know what I'm saying? But what I've come to realize is it's not my calling. But if it was, I would be okay with it. I would. I would definitely be okay with it. A man was interested in getting to know me recently, and when he asked, "Are you into church?" I knew right away that he wasn't the one, and that his relationship with God was not the same as mine. Yeah. And let me tell you something. You know this, and we talked about this on Periscope before. This whole how to do your spiritual assessment on a man, right? Sounds like a good video title. How do you do your spiritual assessment on a man? Um, and my response to that is help meet. Yes. My response to that is, in general, you won't have to. You won't have to. Um, if it's in him, it will always shine through. You know, great view, ID, right? It will always shine through. Now you could do stuff like little things to see sort of where he's at specifically, but you really won't. You really won't have to do that. It will come out. I remember, guys, I went on one date with this guys. He was a little light for my taste, but had everything else. You know what I'm saying? Like polished with a little bit of hood. Yes. Okay. Went out with this guy, and he he was the first person to bring it up. I didn't even bring it up. You know, he talked about sort of his come to Jesus moment, you know, how he was out there doing whatever it is that he wanted. Ooh, Mel, I asked my creator to really tell me, because I'm like, listen, if it's not for me, then I can just quit dating now and stop wasting my time. Um, but yeah, he's the one who brought it up. He talked about how, you know, he was out there doing whatever it is that he wanted to do. And I was just meeting this guy. Like, it wasn't even like I knew you, we had mutual friends, whatever, and then we decided to meet up. It wasn't those. It was like one random dude who asked me out in a random place type of place. You know? That sweet gal forgot where she was. Don't cover the island. He's And yeah, so he talked about how, you know, he got into a really bad car accident, and he got him asking a lot of questions about life in general. He hadn't been to church in a little while and decided to come back, and that's where everything changed for him. So this is someone literally, I didn't know him from church. I didn't know him from around church. I didn't know him from the church property. I didn't know anything like that. But he was the first one to introduce his faith to me, you know, and that says a lot about leadership. Not only faith, I'm sorry, but also leadership in general. That the fact that, and it shows you where he is. Like, I'm not only afraid to share this part of me to a complete stranger. um I am, you know, okay with sharing this with a complete stranger, and I'm okay with introducing this first. It says a lot about, you know, someone. It ended up working out between him and I, but I wish it would have. Anyway, um yeah, so you won't have to, girl. It just shine through. Yeah, it should just shine. It should just shine through. You know what I mean? It should just shine through. And you know, honestly, guys, and I'll be honest, like, For me, especially what I'm looking for, which I think the reason why I always track certain types of men is that, yes, it is. Yes, it is, girl. Is that I don't only want someone who can sit next to me and look pretty next to me in church. Not interested. Not interested in that. I want someone that can lead prayer in the mornings. You know what I'm saying? I need someone that can lead prayer, family worship. I need someone that can pray me out of a hard situation. I need someone that's going to lift my family up in prayer. I need someone that's going to be the priest of my home. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of person I'm looking for. And I think, you know, it's a special type of man. Man of prayer is answer. Yes. Yes, there is. There is. And that's a good place to be. And that's a man that you can trust. Like if I know you lean on God, then I can lean on you. You know what I'm saying? If I know you're submitting to Christ, then I know I can submit to you. That's how it goes. But if you don't submit to him, I can't submit to you. There's an order about things. There's an order about things. And I know there's this whole like people don't like that sort of word submission. They don't whatever. um, because sort of the negative connotations or whatever. But if the spiritual people understand, right? Spiritual things are discerned by spiritual people. And you understand that it's not bowing to someone specifically, but it's about the order of the home. You know what I mean? Lay hands on me, yes. Yes, it is hard in these streets. How do you move in faith with the risk of failure? You're running. Oh, this thing moves so quick. Your own business, living life, and are you nervous? I get nervous about my future. Girl, all the time. The thing that I get the most anxious about is my future, because I gotta tell you guys, I'm the worst. I am the hardest. If you think you hard on me, let me tell you something. I got you beat. Okay, I got you beat. But there is an element, and God has proven me time and time again. It takes that one time for you to step out and sort of reap the blessings of that act of faith. You know what I mean? That move of faith, to you to be like, you know what? There may be something to this. There may be something to this faith thing. There may be something to this stepping out thing. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. And it's like we're so afraid to do it when God is really just waiting there to bless us. Listen, sis, I'm just trying to get you to lean on me so I can show out on your behalf. But I've been told that my husband is in ministry. I feel weird about intimacy with the minister. Don't be fooled, okay? Don't be fooled. That's all I'm gonna say, Miss Carter. Sometimes they be the worst ones. They be the worst ones. Okay, Miss Carter. Melanin Magic. Most men I encounter say they believe in God, maybe even go to church and pray, but they doing all kinds of things that are contrary to God's word. So it's tricky here. It's tricky here, Melanie Magic, because I understand where you're coming from. Now, there are two different people. So let's split people in a category. There are people who are out there who are church folk Christians, believers, who say one thing and completely do another. Then there's the other person who knows they're messed up and continues to stay at the feet of Jesus because they understand that they lean on him every day. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to put these two people together because these are different people. And this is where discernment sort of comes in to separate who you're dealing with, right? The person who stands up in church one way and lives a completely different way, especially one that is malicious and deceitful. This to me is a dangerous person, and dangerous man, and I mean to you. I'm not irreparable. God is able to keep us from falling and to heal anybody and whatever. Double agent E, but for you, this is someone you need to avoid. This period you need to avoid, and discernment will help you sort of decipher between which person you're dealing with. Now, the latter is way better than the former, but even the latter, you sort of have to assess, you know, what it is that he's doing, why he's doing it, and things like that. Because it may just be that his views are different than yours. And I'll give you some examples. Yes, don't let them fool you. Don't let them fool me. And I know full well firsthand that these Negroes, some of them are snakes. Mm-hmm. They're snakes. Yes, even the ministers, snakes. Okay, motive is everything. Um, and so, for instance, it may be you may feel like drinking is wrong. We're not supposed to be drunk. Noah was drunk. God said no. We're not supposed to let it even touch our lips, right? But this person may drink, and it may not be that they're a bad person, but it just means that literally their views are different than yours. And so you may feel like, oh, he's living contrary to the word, but, you know, he does drink wine or whatever every once in a while, whatever, because his views are literally different than yours. Now, if it's some sort of other sexual sort of things, I don't know, with married people, you know what I'm saying? Like some other stuff, then, you know, you have to gauge what is a deal breaker for you. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, I don't think you should lump these two people in one, but even with that latter one, you got to be careful. Discernment is key for sure. Let me see. I'm trying to scroll up to see if I missed anything. Um, I think I did. I think I got all of it. But yeah, in dating in general, like literally, let me tell you what I've gotten to the point. I've gotten to the point where I say, Lord, you know, if this is not for you, just make him go away. And I don't mean like make him go away permanently, but you know what I'm saying? Like make him go away. You know what happened? It's a homeboy, the spiritual guy I just told you about, the one that was a little bright for my taste, that I wish things worked out, but they didn't. I prayed him away. That's what happened. That's literally what happened. I was sorry I prayed that prayer because he was cute, y'all. No, I'm not sorry I prayed that prayer, but it's cute. Melon Magic said that's what I find hard to deal. Hard to the deal breakers and the ones that ultimately bring you down. Do you think visions come true? Yes. Um, I do. Yeah. It's fun hard the deal breakers and the ones that will ultimately bring you down. This is why. Excuse me. This is why you need to get to know who you are. So you're gonna realize that you can find out what the deal breakers are for you. Had you go to divine discernment, and um, is prayer enough and reading the word enough? So remember, I mentioned earlier in this um, uh, post that it's one of my gifts in general. So that works for me. Um, but discernment is a lot of us, what I don't appreciate, especially women, I think God has blessed women with a level of innate discernment. You know, some of us have the gift, but I think all women have a level of discernment. It's that voice that tells us something is not right. It's that voice that tells us he's probably not good for me, or there's something here that's off. The more you listen to it, the more you will learn. You will be able to know it. And that's the spirit talking to you and leading you and pushing you. And, you know, like your body reads this stuff before your mind even gets to it, you know? Um, Pay attention. Pay attention to those cues. Pay attention to the energy. Pay attention to the voice. And the more you pay attention to it and the more you listen to it, the more you get to know it. Um, Prayer is definitely important. In my opinion, meditation is important. The moment you get that sense of clarity where your mind is open and you have quieted all those other voices in your head, you hear clearer and you hear God clearer. and then you move and you're like, you know what? I'm so glad I decided to be obedient. Perpetual relationships. Perpetual. What you mean by perpetual? You mean they going back to the same person, or do you mean like consecutive relationships, like relationship after relationship after relationship? There are those two. Both of them pose a problem. Both of them pose a problem. But sorry guys, I'm looking at the comment section. I think it's necessary for singles to get to know your own desires. Yeah, it's good to get to know your own desires, get to know what you want. And that really comes, that starts with knowing who you are. Constant relationships, yeah. Those sort of types of people and women in general. And women are not the only people who do it, men do it too. There's that type of guy who loves to be in a relationship, and it's one after the other, after the other, after the other, because you can't stand the thought of being alone, being by yourself. It's a problem. If you're watching and that is you, it's a problem. um, you, there has to be a moment in your life where there is no one. You know what I'm saying? There's no one you're chasing, no one that's chasing you, no one you're talking to, no one you're dating. Really get to know who you are. Thank you for joining us, Stephanie. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Um, but yeah, guys, I'm responding to a text message. Oh, where am I at? Yeah, you can't just back to back bouncing from to relationship, person to person. What ends up happening is that you become a chameleon, right? You just sort of match your environment, and that happens to be this particular man. And you go to that one and you match him, and then he's green, you become green. He's blue, you become blue. You go to this one, he's red, you become red. You know, bouncing from person to person, you never to identify who you are, what you want, where you want to go. It's detrimental. It's very easy for us as women to sort of get over involved in men with men, and it's like, what I mean is, I was talking to my friend about this last night. If you're a nurse, you'll understand what this with what I well, if even if you're not a nurse, you'll understand what I'm saying, and that is you have to understand that you have to work within your scope of practice, and a lot of us are putting too much into things before it's time. We run into issues that way. We're changing the course of our lives and everything for a man who is not even committed to us, and that is a problem. I think I saw a question. Miss Carter says, "What advice do you have for a single woman of a certain age that struggles with maintaining her purity?" Asking for a friend. Let me tell you, Miss Carter. Let me tell you, Miss Carter. Um, hey, girl, look, Periscope in the house. Let me turn it all over here. No judgments here. No judgments here. The thing about it is, oh, sorry, my leg is falling asleep. The thing about it is, can you tell me what are your friends' goals in terms of sex? Can we talk about it? Committed, who's not committed to something, yes. Then your scope of practice, yes. And God, just wanted to make you look so beautiful on Instagram, and I hope. Thank you, Ma. Thank you so much. Ooh, that would be awesome. Listen, what do you say? What do you say? If we could get with some other folks and do that too, that would be awesome. I really would. Um, I'm waiting for Miss Carter to answer my question in terms of friend. And to clarify my question, what are your friends' goals? Is your friends' goals to? And I'm just being honest. Like, we just gonna be real. Is your the goal to hold out for 30 days? Is your goal to hold out until you get into a relationship? 30 days of seeing someone, or is it until you get into a relationship, or are you holding out till you get married? What is the goal? Because I'm gonna give you advice, real advice for your friend. um, based on whatever your goals are. Because I can say one thing, right? And that not be helpful because that's not what you're looking to do. Oh, that is awesome. Sorry. Oh my gosh, that is so awesome. Thank you so, so much for doing that. That is amazing. Oh, I love it. I love it. Yes, yes, yes. And for those of you guys who are on the West Coast that want to get involved in ministry, that's where Simply Service is based out of. So contact Janice from Simply Service. My goal is to hold out until married. Okay. Whew. This is very difficult. All right, which I'm sure you know. I'm sure you know. So, what has helped me? Let me go back to your original question then. Okay, so what's gonna help? Um, yes, I think that's great advice. Um, yeah, what she said? Hold the cookies. I love it. Okay, so that's your goal. That's your mind. That's what's on your mind. That's what your conviction, and that's what's on your heart, right? And I think that's great. But I'm all about application. As you would sit there in church, people tell you, the Lord will keep you, the Lord will keep you. Yes, you ask the Lord to keep you, but then you doing all sorts of foolishness and you will fail. It's just it is what it is. The flesh, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. And that's just not true. And I will always keep it 100% honest with you guys. And the truth of the matter is you really need to sort of block certain things from entering into your heart, entering into your spirit, and just like there's certain things. I was talking to somebody where somebody was trying to tell me, some girl was trying to tell me, again, no judgments, but she was not trying to, you know, she was not trying to spread them cheeks. But meanwhile, she's letting people into her place. And I'm like, sis, it's like 11 o'clock. First off. Second off, y'all just came back from a nice meal and a movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think that's what's not about to happen after y'all get back to the house? Like, and then you surprise when you wake up and you. No! Like, you have to be proactive. You don't let yourself, you can't, like, this is the thing, I can't trick myself into doing stuff. Like, you know, consciously there is a possibility if you do this that it'll lead to this, that it will lead to this, you know what I'm saying? So listen, I'm just keeping it real. And so you have to be very honest with yourself. Like, is this something, is what I'm doing right now, can this lead to anything disorder? So I started to rules, you know what I'm saying, where, people can't come to my place, can't do anything, whatever, at a certain time. Yes, protect your ears, protect your heart, protect your space. And if you know you can't come over after 9 or 10, whatever works for you, whatever your trigger is, whatever, everybody knows, once that sun goes down, the hormones get to raging. And some of us don't need the sun to go down for the hormones to get to raging. Yes, it is okay. It is very natural. It is a gift from above, right? It's us, we misuse it and abuse it, right? But it is a gift and it is natural, you know? Right? You don't gotta go home, but you do gotta get out of here. So true. And so you know what your triggers are. You know what it is. You know who your triggers are. All right, everybody has them. Old faithful. You need to stay away. Or if there's someone that sort of just brings that sexual energy, and I mean that someone who leads with the sexual energy. That one guy when you go out with, like, he always like, oh, your lips are, oh, your eyes are, oh, your little bit of, oh, your this, oh, your. Someone who leads with that sort of sexual energy, you need to be careful of him, right? Even though you might get a free meal out of it, even though might get a free meal out of it, listen, it's not worth it. Twin. I like that, Melissa. I like it. Um, and that's just honest. And that's just me being honest. That's just me being real, Know who your triggers are. Like, there's literally someone in my phone that I had to change his name to Trouble in my phone. Right. And who's always trying to get there. I can change his name to Trouble in my phone, and every time he calls, that's what I see. You know what I'm saying? I see. Was like, yeah. And I literally had to do that, so I didn't pick up this person's call. You know what I mean? Or that person, not today, Satan. I love it. Love it. Whatever you got to do, the devil, whatever you got to do in your phone. Yes. Thank God for free bills. Yes, but sometimes it's not worth it. If that means it's gonna compromise you in a way that you don't want to be compromised. Let's just put it like that. A lot of us, we do have standards, but it's hard for us to uphold them. um, we need to get to the point where we don't set ourselves up for failure. If y'all understand what I mean, you don't want to set yourself up for failure. Hey, Brenda, how are you? How's the little one? First, I want to say your daughter is so cute. There are very few children that just by picture makes my uterus itch. Her daughter is so cute. Her and then my cousin's daughter also. I mean, gorgeous babies, like Gerber babies need to be on somebody's commercial, baby. Um, giving up the giving up the cookie. That's the only thing, guys. Like if that's your goal, if your goal is to wait till you are in a committed relationship or to wait till you are married, you need to not set yourself self up for failure. And that's just what it is. That's what it is. I think it's a good goal, um, Miss Carter, and I pray you much success on it. Be very honest with yourself, though. That's the thing. Very honest with yourself. Um, but yeah, whew, we got deep now, didn't we? Got to talking about sex. I'm like, how did we get to talking about sex? How did that happen? How did that happen? Thank you. Actually tried this today and put some makeup on my face. I've been on that natural tip lately. It's been great though because my skin has gotten a chance to breathe. So I really like that. I'm trying to see if there's anything I missed. um, no, I think I got all the questions. One of these days, one of these days, I'll come back and do a tutorial on these good brows. I actually need to get them done, but it is what it is. I feel like they're a bit thick right now, which is fine. I don't mind when they're a little bit thick. Works for me. But yeah, someone mentioned, what did you think about the conference call idea, Melissa? I actually think that's a really good idea. I do. I do. It's like it's a completely different experience though. You think so, Shavonda? I get that quite a bit actually. On my health journey. Okay, that's a good question. Um, you're welcome, Miss Carter. Listen, clink clink. Okay, clink clink. Keep those cheeks nice and tight. Um, I already forgot the question. Do I like traveling alone? Yes. But I also like traveling with people, and I love traveling with the right people. Make sure you travel with the right people. Sometimes you end up on a trip and you're just like, oh, we don't travel the same. Yes, I'm bougie about who I travel with. Okay. Um, but I do and like traveling alone as well. Especially, I like to travel. I've done internationally. I also like to travel, like just to cities in the U.S. Like just take like a trip, quick trip somewhere, and just stay a night in a hotel. I like it. Just get some alone time out from your normal environment, and just do you. I think it's definitely healing in a lot of ways. Updates on my health journey. So my health journey, I know, right? That would be so fun. That could be another thing. Liz, I got too much on my plate right now. Health journey has been going okay. It's been hard to sort of stay disciplined, especially because I've been traveling so much. And I haven't been doing a lot of like out of the country traveling, but I've just literally every weekend. Last weekend I was in Maryland. The weekend before that I was in Cleveland. Um, was I? Yeah, the weekend before that I was in Cleveland. The weekend before that I think I was in Maryland. This weekend I'm gonna be here in Pittsburgh. Next weekend I'm gonna be in Maryland. The weekend after that I'm gonna be in Jersey. The weekend of the 18th I'm gonna be back in Maryland. The weekend of the 25th I'm gonna be in Phoenix. The first weekend of September, I'm going to be in where am I going? In New Orleans. The second week of September, I'm gonna be in New York. Third weekend of September, I'm gonna be in Atlanta. Last weekend after that, I'm gonna be back in Maryland. Like then I'm gonna be in New York. The second weekend of October, like literally, I have been somewhere different every week to every other week, and it's been hard to stay consistent. But as of right now, I am on keto. So I don't know if you guys have heard of the keto diet or whatever, but yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm not gonna be in LA anytime soon, but I definitely want to do it. Yes, it would be cool. It would be cool to do something like that. Listen, if one of y'all are like an event planner, holla at your girl. There are so many things that I want to do, and something like that, like renting a cabin somewhere, and then coming together and planning something. Airbnb has like this great feature now where you can actually pay separately for like your space. So if you get like a cabin, and what you do is you kind of put the person's email in there. They send a separate link to everybody. Everybody pays their portion, comes back to you, and then whatever. That's what I'm doing. That's how I plan my the cousins trip for this year that I'm doing with my cousins, and that's in Phoenix, which is next no this month, later this month. Um so yeah, y'all let me know, and I will be there. Is this travel nursing? No, it's just is either having to speak at different events or having to be out of town for a certain thing. Like we're going to NOLA for my sister's bachelorette weekend. So there's that. I'm going to see a friend in Jersey this weekend, next weekend. So it's literally, it's about September is in September. So I'm going to be gone almost every weekend. So I did it for a week and did great and fell off. I did keto for like a month of like 2 years ago, and I lost like a good 15 pounds on it. But life happened, and so I gained that weight back. Um, some of it, not all of it, but some of it. And so I'm doing it again this time. It's very effective. It really, really is. But I be hungry, y'all. I just be hungry. I just like food. You know. Thank you. Thank you, Shavonda. Um, and so keto is tough. It's extremely low carb. I've lost about 6 pounds. It's cool. I think can do better. If I wasn't, falling off and then having to get back into ketosis. So there's that. I also, it's really, and what kills me is as a vegetarian, it's really hard to do keto. That's one. Two, another thing I don't like about it is I was really trying to start my sort of dairy free, egg free journey, and like all you can eat is eggs, especially if you're like a vegetarian keto. It's like egg after egg. I can't with all these eggs, and I love eggs, but it's like gotten to the point where it's like I don't even want to see an egg anymore. So I have my qualms and my gripes about it, but it does work. So if you eat meat, you love seafood, it's great, but you will um it will be difficult. This time around, I didn't even get the keto flu that bad the first time I did it. The second time I did it, I had to eat carbs because I literally thought I was gonna die. I was like shaking, shaking really bad. I was like lightheaded. It was really, really bad. Very, very irritable. And I was like, I'm gonna die. I need a piece of bread. you know? So it was hard. did it include eggs? I have to look and see what my other options are. I did do a keto waffle pancake. I did pancakes. I did waffles, and texturally, no. So I'm a texture person, and it was not the same. So I need to look into it and see what other people are doing. My sister's doing it as well, and she just skips the eggs. She just skips breakfast altogether, meaning she just eats regular food for breakfast. She don't even try to do like eggs or like pancakes or whatever. She just eats like a zucchini pasta or whatever. But I basically eat the same things every day, which is fine. On a regular basis, I typically eat the same things every day. I find that the food is filling, it just don't last long. Doesn't look feasible. Yeah. It's really, really difficult for me. And can I be honest about something, guys? I was like, you know what? I'm gonna reintroduce meat into my diet and reintroduce meat into my diet until like for like 90 days. I'll do this keto thing. And the first day, I had a piece of meat and I threw up. I was like, mm, mm, mm. And I was like, no, I can't. I can't do it. For a brief second, I was like, I guess weight loss is my priority right now. Um, but I couldn't do it. It's funny, while I was cooking it, the very smell, which is so weird, and I think that was just God telling me like I'm not supposed to do this because I cook meat all the time for like other people. You know what I'm saying? But all of a sudden, the first time I go to cook it for myself to eat it, all of a sudden I'm all kinds of nauseous. That's awesome, Jazzy. It works for sure. For my what, Anne? For my what? I'm not an expert, but you may need more healthy fats to stay fuller longer. It may be. That may be it. I struggle in the fat department only because I think mentally putting oil in my coffee still is very odd to me. Um, so, so yeah, you lost 5 pounds. I mean, it very well may be. It may well be. But here's the thing: if those of you guys who are having trouble with it, I I reduced my carbs slowly as opposed to shocking my body and just going down to 20 net carbs like right off the bat. So I initially went to I did 40, 30, and then 20. Yeah, it definitely works. So that's kind of where I'm at. So and it's like one of those things where you do your best, and if you fall off, you get back up and you start over again. I think what kills me is I'm the type of person when it comes to my weight, or when it comes to just eating healthy in general, or when I'm trying to lose weight. One day it's like I have a French fry, and it's just like, well, it is what it is. Just like I'm just gonna have to get comfortable in these hips, and that's just it. You know what I mean? But really coming back the next day, and it's like, okay, today's a new day. you know because where you get caught is in the cycle, right? But if you can stop yourself and say, hey, no, today's a new day, and try every single day, you'll see success. Even if it's slow, you're headed in the right direction. So it's hard out here on these streets. Same here. Love you too, Melissa. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us. How long has been Ooh, drop a link or something. Do I have to take a quiz or something so I can know what's good for me? Diagnosis. I like that. Thank you, Mel. Thank you, thank you. Yes, I'm about to look this up on Google. Oh, tweet it to me then. You on Twitter? Instagram, something? Get it to me, girl, because I need to know. Okay? I need to know. And here's the thing, like I'm not really that much. I'm really like 5 pounds out of like my norm, right? But it's just I've been trying to sort of break this norm for me. You know what I mean? Like, you know, get it right and tight, right and tight. If I could drop a good 20 pounds, I would be good. You know, I definitely would be, but we'll get there eventually. We'll get there eventually. Honestly, I'm very happy in my skin. Um, I feel beautiful in my skin. I just know, for vanity's sake, I would like my waist to be a little bit smaller, my, stomach to be a little bit flatter. You know what I mean? My arms to be a little bit smaller. But I do realize I'm healthy. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, your girl ain't out here eating all sorts of foolishness or whatever. I carry weight, but I don't eat poorly. My blood pressure is impeccable. Um, you need some advice and wisdom. Ooh, girl, yes. What is going on? Let me hear. Yes, girl, and I will continue doing them. I think they're so much fun. Sorry, I'm gonna get this text message out the way. Yes, girl, you need some words of advice and wisdom. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. What's going on? Talk to me. Talk to me. I love these lives too. I wish I could make this like a weekly thing. Ooh, girl. Hey, natural posh. Hey, Shanta. How are you? Where you been, my love? Understanding your worth and standing your ground when mistreated. I'm gonna need you to expound on that. What happened? What had happened? What had happened, girl? I need examples. I need tea. That's what I need. What had happened? So I can understand the situation. The idea, understanding your worth, for me, is understanding two things: who I am in Christ and what I bring to the table. Um, Treat me were situations where I'm not mentioned, where my hard work was done. Ooh, that's annoying. Especially that work one is annoying. Um, I'm gonna come at you with just a little bit tough. Um, but um, let's start here. The two ways. Yes, I do believe in Jesus. Um, ooh, two things: you have to know who you are in Christ, and you have to know what you bring to the table, and that is who you are. Smart. You bring your knowledge to the table. You bring your beauty to the table. You bring um, okay. Um, you bring your gifts to the table, your talents to the table. These are the things uh, that make up who you are, and therefore people people who truly understand your gifts, your talents, and those things that make up you understand what you bring to the table. They understand who you are and they understand your value. In terms of men, and knowing who you are in Christ as well always increases your value, because when you realize that you're a daughter of a king who paid the ultimate sacrifice for you, you will always understand that you are not disposable. You will also understand that you are not just anybody. You will understand that you are valued and you're worthy of everything good. And so when it comes to men, is we, whether we realize it consciously or not, we allow people, not even just men, we allow people to mistreat us. We allow men to mistreat us. We teach men how to treat us. And it's as plain and simple as that. If you have issues with men seeing your value, that means you have issues with seeing your value. Because if you saw your value, it would exude, right? And in that way, you would teach someone how to treat you. Ain't nobody at this point in my life, because I'm not saying it's always been that way, because there was a point in my life when I didn't understand my value either. I didn't understand what I brought to the table. A lot of the time, especially as when we focus on sort of one thing, like oh, I don't have this particular body type, so I'm not valuable. I don't have this particular hair, I'm not valuable, so I'm not attractive. Because I'm not attractive, I'm not valuable. There's so many other things that I bring to the table that make me unique, that make me beautiful, and that are valuable to me and valuable to others and valuable to a man as well. So I would challenge you in saying that if you are having issues with a man seeing your value, um, there's something about you that's not exuding it. There's something about you that's not setting the standards. There's something about you that is not saying you can't mistreat me because I know who I am and I know what I am and I know what I want. And so I would challenge you to look inward and to start working on your own self perception, self esteem, self worth, and check yourself in those areas. And once you do, what you will see is that your environment will start to agree with those thoughts. Let me tell you something. Once I got my act together, I started pulling people I never thought I could pull. You hear what I'm saying? Like people, and it's not even just because oh you're so great or oh you're so, you know what I mean, but it's that energy that you exude. Kind-hearted doesn't mean pushover. Being kind starts with self-compassion, doesn't allow people to dictate your worth once you recognize them taking advantage. That is so true, especially in the work environment. I've tried to start standing up for myself, but I don't think people take me seriously. How can I work on those areas? How can I build myself up from the inside out? um I literally Googled scriptures on how God sees me and wrote them down. I used them as positive affirmations. That's a really good idea, Ms. Carter. I have done that in the past before, really affirming my own self, and reminding me of how precious I am to God and how valuable I am to Him. And that really was the foundation, sort of the building blocks in which I started to build my confidence. I have yet to do a video on confidence. I started writing something on confidence. I don't know if it's going to be an ebook or what, but I honestly want to put that out. Just like everything else in life, you keep reading it, speaking it, and walking in it. That's what will manifest. And yes, that is so true, Melanin Magic. That is so true. You get to the point where you're focusing on positivity, focusing on good thoughts, focusing on what's good about you, focusing on what you love about yourself, and building your confidence. And then once you build it, you will have it. You will show up with it, and you'll have that certain air about you that says there's certain things I won't tolerate, and not in like an arrogant sort of way, but a very self-assured, um, self-loving way. You know what I mean? Um, I started it. It's a good like 10 pages, 10 pages, and I really need to get to it. But I think the confidence is key for a lot of things in life. If you have confidence, you really open the door to a lot, not only with men, but in the workplace, at home. It's a good place to be. Sometimes I struggle with confidence and value too, and I have to remind myself of God's promises. Yes, aim to please God, and what you bring to Him in your secret closet, you'll be rewarded openly. Yeah, yes, for sure. I think the first step is recognizing sort of where you lack. You know, you guys and you ladies are a good place because you're in a place where you can say, this is what I see and what I know about myself. There's certain people who feel like, don't you know that girl who feels like she's confident, she feels like she has it all together. She feels like she's the one who's running these men all around. But in turn, it's really her being played, and she cannot even see. She's so delusional that she cannot even see her dysfunction, right? She comes off as confidence, but what it really is insecurity masked with all these things. And all you see is dysfunction in her life, but she's trying to prove to you and to the world that no, she has it all together. She's just that new age type of girl. Let me tell you something. You guys are in a good place if you're able to say, this is my issue. and this is my struggle, and this is what I want to work on. That is huge. Yes, understand it is a process and not a quick fix. The journey of self love is just that, a journey. Yes, it is ever evolving. Like even me, I'm by no means at the end. At the end, you know. Love it. Thanks, Mel. Um, yes, it's ever evolving, and I can say 2016 was better than 2017 was better than 2016. 2018 is better than 2017. Guess what? Next year is going to be better than this one in my self love journey. Um, and so be patient with yourself. Be patient with yourself, knowing that it's part of the process. It is part of the process. And slowly but surely, if you remain diligent and proactive, that's another thing. And I think I've talked about this on my channel that, these things are not just going to happen. You have to be proactive in whatever it is that you need to do, whether it's really taking time alone, right? Self care in terms of meditation, in terms of taking care of your body, um, in terms of being proactive about managing your thought patterns, especially those negative ones, whether it is therapy, whether it is life, getting a life coach, or whether it is whatever it is, understanding that this is an active process. It's not just going to happen. Realizing that you need to do something and doing little things every day that get you to where you want to be. Turning 40 next month, and I'm actually contemplating documenting myself. Ooh, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. You should definitely do it. You should definitely do it. I think just because I like uploading videos, I always encourage people to do it. I think it's very therapeutic, actually. You will find that, something about sitting there and talking to a camera that is really. Oh, thanks, there, Cynthia. Welcome. Hey, boo. Hey, Ray. How you doing, girl? Um, yeah, there's something about it that's really therapeutic, and in general, especially when you just sit like this and just sort of have an open talk where you just kind of take all your thoughts and sort of let them out. It's very therapeutic. So I think that's an awesome idea. I think that's an awesome, awesome idea. Anyway, guys, it is after 6 now. I think I've been on here long enough. Yes. It's been like 90 minutes. That's a long time. But I want to come in and do something, upload something today. Um, Miss Carter. I'm telling you, we should really make this a date, guys. I'm gonna really think about this and see if we can sit here and make this a date. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if we can come up with a live schedule. If you guys really enjoy it, we can come up with a live schedule. But um, yeah, I'm gonna have to go. On Sunday, I'm uploading a favorites video, so look forward to that. That's the next video that will be after this one. For those guys who are on the replay, thanks for watching all the way to the end. Those of you guys who are still here, thank you, thank you. It was so good talking to you guys. I so prefer this back and forth, guys. I love the recording and the editing and all that, but the back and forth is amazing. Yes, see you there, Shanta. Bye, everyone. Bye, bye, bye. Thanks for tuning in. Bye, bye, bye. Yes, yes, yes. Bye, bye, Svetlana. Bye, everyone. Oh, did I get everyone? Will do, Mel. Yes, for sure, for sure. Bye, Erica. Bye.